Most people love a success story, but don't understand what it truly takes to get there. After 6 years of being consistent in the gym, baking, and motherhood, I'm here to tell you what it really takes to be consistent in the goals you set that nobody wants to hear. Pushing through friction to get something done. 90% of the time, we don't want to do what we have to do. But growth takes pushing through what you are already comfortable with to reach the next level. It's about not being afraid to confront what makes you feel uncomfortable. I'll give you an example. Having a shoulder injury, but still attending the gym. Personally, I still work out when I have an injury. I have an injury in my shoulder, but I am still showing up to the gym consistently 5 times a week, and this is how I'm doing it. I'm simply doing smaller sets and lowering the weight. This way, I'm not furthering my injury, but I'm still keeping that consistency in my life that will help me to be mentally well and disciplined. Not showing up to the gym for me is not an option because it's going to break my self-belief system and it's going to stop that momentum in my goals. There's always going to be something that's going to try to stop you from getting to your goals, but you must find a way to reinvent yourself, to pivot, to redesign your plan so you can still attend practice in some way, somehow, and still keep that momentum going because momentum is so important when it comes to consistency. The season of no results. There are months where you see no results at all and you want to give up, but you must program yourself to welcome that season of no results. Understand that that is the time when a change is about to occur. Knowing that everything is working in the background in your favor is going to give you a peace of mind to allow you to continue. This is the moment that you especially don't want to give up. And although half of your brain is telling you to quit, you must try to listen to that other half of your brain that is still cheering you on, that is telling you that if you continue, you are going to see the result that you are looking for, even if you can't see it at that moment. Personally, I have been working on my YouTube channel for over 8 months and I have just began to see a result. There were times where I was not seeing any views, I was not seeing any subscribers, and I would say this was months and months on end. Finally, I have gotten to a point where people are watching more of my videos and this is the traction that I have been looking for. There were times where I wanted to give up. There were times where I felt like nothing was happening because maybe I was not good at content creation and I had a lot of self-doubt. But I told myself I'm going to consistently show up and make videos, script videos, and make valuable content to share to the world and make my impact while I'm here. I had to separate the end goal with the journey. And that's why I have been able to be consistent these 8 months with content creation. This brings me into that no one will understand you and will try to stop you. People are going to put their limiting beliefs on you. They will tell you that it's not possible for you to achieve this because they don't see it being possible for themselves. They will try to talk you out of spending your Sunday mornings creating content for your channel. They will try to tell you that the gym is not important and that you should just skip it. They will try to talk down on you for drinking a protein shake because you're trying to replenish your muscles from the gym. And at these times, you must remain resilient. These are the times you must tell yourself that you know something that they don't, that you see yourself succeeding in your goals and you're not going to let anybody else stop you or enter your mind and trying to change your thoughts about it. And you know, it tends to be difficult to do this because this type of criticism usually comes from the people that we most care about. So part of our brain wants to give them credibility. Personally, when I first started working on my YouTube channel, I didn't tell anyone except my husband who honestly believes in me. Because when I first started my fitness journey, everyone around me was telling me that I was taking it too seriously and was not giving me the support that I needed. And mainly, this was in efforts to stop me from being consistent, which did not work, and I had to separate myself from these people. Which brings me right into the next point, which is you will lose respect for people that you care about. People that you would want support from in these journeys are the people that are now telling you that your goals are unrealistic and that they will simply not support what you do. They will do this in the forms of negative talk, trying to get you to not be consistent with your goals, and sometimes even in the form of jokes. This will all be in the efforts of trying to get you to feel like you are wrong and that they are right and stop you from reaching your goals. You must then have to make a hard decision. Do you want to entertain these people that you felt like once cared about you, or do you want to become the person that you know you are destined to become? Personally, I have had to become a person that's always alone because everyone around me, except my husband and my mother, have not been supportive of any of my goals. Nobody thought I can build muscle in the gym. Nobody thought I can become a great baker. Nobody thought I can become a content creator, and nobody thought I can have a beautiful family and do it all. So, I'm here to tell you that it's not always going to be the journey that you think it is. And you might have to make changes and accept things that you don't want to accept, like losing people in your circle. But that is the harsh reality of being consistent with your goals. Choosing self growth over everything. If by watching this video you want to strengthen your consistency in life, go watch my video, Inside the Consistent Mind, Part 2, where you will further learn the thinking patterns of someone who is consistent with their goals. I will see you there.